I have arrived in Hawaii. That's the first time in my life I'm in Hawaii, and that's also the southernmost and the westernmost place I've ever been at. And I arrived 2 days ago. I arrived with my bike and with everything else I'm gonna carry with my bike. And I arrived on the Big Island. There are 6 islands on Hawaii that tourists can come and go freely, and the Big Island is the biggest one. It's the southernmost one, and it's bigger than all of the others combined. And I'm gonna be here for the next 2 months. I'll make a circle around the island counterclockwise, starting from the east end, from Hilo, and at the end maybe I'm gonna climb the volcano, maybe part way, probably part way because it's gonna be too cold and there is not enough oxygen there, so I gotta be in really good shape to be able to go all the way to the top, provided it's not too cold. But we'll get to that in a couple of months. Right now, let's talk about why did I bring my bike. Last year I shipped my bike and that worked out great. I don't need to carry anything to the airport. I don't need to think whether it's gonna get lost or delayed or fly on a different plane than the plane I'm flying. But to Hawaii, it would have been too expensive to do that. It would be over $500 to ship the bike and everything that I need with the bike. And flying it is only $130 plus the cost of the ticket. So I asked Bobby, I said, Bobby, you want to give me a ride, Bobby? I need a ride, Bobby. And Bobby said, yes, yes. And I said, great, let's do it. So Bobby put both of my boxes in his car and I helped him. And then Bobby drove me to Boston. Thanks, Bobby. And then he helped me up unload the boxes from his car, and then he left. He went back to Provincetown, and I checked my boxes to Hawaiian Airlines. One box with a bike, the other box with everything else. And the reason I need 2 boxes is because neither one should be more than 50 pounds. Otherwise, it would be really expensive. So 2 boxes, one oversized, one regular baggage, like a normal bag. I checked both of those boxes, and the reason it's important, it's Hawaiian Airlines, is because they're flying directly to Hawaii. There is no changing planes midway, and that's important because it reduces the chances of the bike getting separated from me or getting lost. And that's exactly what that's exactly what didn't happen because I did get the bike and everything else right with me. It came with me on the same plane, so no problems. Everything worked out great. Probably because it was the direct flight. Well, it was a direct flight to Hawaii. It wasn't the direct flight to the island because in Honolulu they changed the planes, and then the second flight was only an hour. The first flight was 11 hours. Actually, it was delayed. It was slower than they thought it would be, so it was 12 hours, and that was very unpleasant. I was sitting there for 12 hours. I stood up only once to go to the bathroom, so very unpleasant flight, I gotta say. I did everything I could to make the round trip costs less than $1,000, and I made it. I did it. The round trip is gonna cost less than $1,000, $315 for the ticket itself, and then $130 for the bag and the bike. So $450 one way, a little bit more than that the other way. So I achieved that, but as a result of choosing the cheapest ticket, I get I get the worst seat. So I'm not sitting next to the window where I can enjoy the views, and I'm not sitting next to the aisle where I can stand up and stretch easily, but I'm sitting somewhere behind other people. That's what happened. Anyway, I arrived, my bike and everything else arrived with me. The flight was delayed, so it was already night by the time I arrived, which was not my plan. My plan is for it to be at daylight so that I can go to my campsite during daytime, but it was night. But it doesn't change anything. I just picked up my bike and then I assembled the bike right there on the airport. That was my plan. That's how it's done when you do it this way. So I assembled the bike. I put all of the bags on the bike. One of the airport employees asked me to have my bike box. So she took my bike box, I suppose, so she can give it to somebody else who needs a bike box. and and then I just threw away the other box and the packaging materials I had, and so I left it there in the trash, and everything else I was completely ready and assembled for me to start my trip. So I just rode off the airport and I rode for 25 minutes to my campground, which I reserved 5 days earlier. And I got there. They checked me in. It was actually a hotel with a small section that was designated for campers. So I camped there, and that was a good place. It had a shower, it had a sink, running water, electricity, everything you would need. I stayed there for one day, and then the next day I came to a second place that I reserved in advance. The place that's in the forest, that's in the jungle, like that. That's my tent. That's where I'm staying for a few days. So I arrived here yesterday, and now that it was difficult because I'm not in shape. It's really cold in Provincetown and wintry and snowy and not not conducive for me to get in shape. So I was out in shape and I'm still out of shape. So it was difficult. 25 miles took me 4 hours. 1,300 feet of elevation gain. So today I'm resting. Today I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here all day, just chilling and making this video. So we'll see how it goes. Bye bye.